What's up, guys? We're back here. Let's talk about the BSLT token price today. The event is still ongoing. The Wealth of Fortune box, or the Chest of Wealth, whatever it's called. I don't remember exactly. So BSLT is up to 29 cents, 29.4. So let's talk about this because a lot has happened in the last 48 hours, right? So if you've been monitoring this price, watching it closely, you've seen that the BSLT price went up as high as 32 cents during the during the launch of the event. When the event started and people were going crazy, opening up tons and tons of the boxes, this token price went from 27 cents like the day before, 24-hour period, up to 32 cents at the peak. And then all of a sudden what happens is we have some data that showed that XL Games actually sold 180,000 tokens and dropped the price back down to 27 cents. And now a lot of people were angry and upset about this, like, hey, why are they doing an event just to pump the price up, just so they can sell and dump on us? Well, there's a very good reason why that they did these events, and they do these events, and it's all been claimed in the announcements here. So we go back into history and we look at it and we say 424. So the notice, hello, this is Archeworld. First of all, we deeply appreciate that we're able to successfully launch the service in Americas with your affection and interest. Currently, the influx of new users continues and the demand for BSLT is also continuously increasing. Although the company has sold all of its profits in February since the last announcement, which their last announcement said that they hadn't been selling their profits. They didn't want to crush the token price. They felt that the token was too low, and then they were just going to hold on to the profits that they had and wait until the token had recovered and there was more demand for the token. So it shows you that they're very cognitive of the price of the token. They're not trying to just destroy the game economy. They're not trying to rug pull and make this like, hey, we cashed out, we sold all our tokens, the price went down to 0.2 cents. Like, they're not trying those kind of things. They're in this game for the long run. They're here essentially to make this game last for years and years and years in the future. And it also looks like they're using this as a way to kind of create the Bora platform, the Bora portal, and just use this to hey, we have our own exchange, our own crypto marketplace, come over here and interact with us as they keep adding new tokens and such, right? So they used all the February funds up, and then they're like, oh wow, the token price is still going up rapidly, and we don't really want to see a rapid moonshot anymore. They said that. So then they keep going here. They said the market price of BSLT is rapidly rising. We believe that it is essential to achieve a stable and steady uptrend in the BSLT price rather than repeating rapid rises and falls, in order for Archeworld's economic systems to grow steadily over the long term. We conclude that the liquidity pool supply is still insufficient compared to the user demand and transaction activities. Accordingly, we plan to supply additional liquidity pool by using some of the company's accumulated profits until January. So meaning that they're going to use the January profits that they hadn't actually sold because the token price was just too low and they didn't want to crush the economy back then. So they said timing of the implementation, non-periodic execution, if necessary after this announcement. The first supply will be proceeded immediately after this announcement to prevent abuse. And then they said how to proceed. Swap a certain percentage of BSLT accumulated until January into T-Bora, and then supply 100% of the swap T-Bora to BSLT, T-Bora DEX liquidity pool. Meaning they are going to add more tokens to the liquidity pool. They are going to sell their tokens to the exchange, add more to the liquidity pool, so that one person just doesn't come in and drop $100,000 and moonshots the price up crazy. Because realistically, the liquidity pool in BSLT is very, very tiny. Like, when the token did reach its 93 cents back in Asia at around that launch, it was that high only because someone dropped down $50,000. It wasn't that high because there was millions and millions of dollars. It was just because the liquidity pool was so tiny that if you spent $50,000 or $100,000, you could dramatically increase the price by buying all those things at once. If someone just came in and just like, hey, I want 100k coins or 200k coins, it's like, oh, okay, the price, and then it shoots right up. So it was very easy for the players to manipulate and investors to manipulate the liquidity pool because it was so tiny. So now they've told us that they are going to increase the liquidity pool. And so events like this allow them to see the token price rising rapidly. And then now they're like, okay, we're going to drop some of our money, some of our profits, and put it into the liquidity pool to make the liquidity pool bigger. So overall, what we're seeing is them preparing for the long haul. They're preparing for this game to be successful for 5 years, 10 years, down to the future. They're not trying to rug pull you guys. They're not trying to cash out right away. Like, if they wanted to cash out right away, they could have dumped the token price January, February, March, when the token price was, 25 cents, 20 cents, creeping towards down to the 15s and stuff like that. Like, if they sold their profits, they would have cratered the price and pretty much probably destroyed the game, because if the token price just keeps going down and down and down, less and less players want to play the game because, like, hey, it's a sinking ship. This game sucks. You can't earn any money. The token price keeps going down. You hear that all the time with play-to-earn crypto games. And that's just because the economies are not sustainable. So the good thing about XL Games is they have 10 years of history with the game called Archeage, which this game is based on. The core features, the combat, the world is Archeage combat, an Archeage world. So they've seen and understand what happens in an MMORPG because they've been doing this for the last 10 years, roughly, with the same kind of game. And now they've tweaked it and adjusted it and made it better. And like, this is why you'll see that this game, in my opinion, will be here in 5 years, because they have learned from their mistakes and they are not trying to just like, hey, we want a quick 100,000, we want a quick 500,000, we want a quick million. Like, they're not trying to do that. A lot of the other game companies out there in the play to earn space are doing that because they're brand new companies that this is their first and only game. And they're like, hey, cool, I made $1 million. I'm done. I'm out of here. Peace out. Bye. I can live the rest of my life for free, with this $1 million that I made. And it's like, they're done. They're gone. This is a million dollar, multi-million dollar company, maybe even close to $1 billion company in XL Games. They are not here to steal, $500,000 from the player base. Like, that's not their goal. Their goal is the future. Their goal is to build the Archeage IP. And so Archeworld is part of Archeage in the entire Archeage universe. That's why in the future there's going to be an Archeage 2 game that is coming out. Like, the Archeage universe encompasses so much. It encompasses, Archeage, Archeworld. There's like Archeage War that just got released. There's some mobile games like Archeage Begins. There's so many different things in Archeage, and they're building this universe, right? And so Archeage 2 is in the pipeline. It is coming out, and Unreal 5 will be, another hopefully great game when it does release. But yeah, this is not a new baby crypto company who's like, yeah, this is our first game, we're going to make this, it's going to be great, and then they just radio silent disappear. This is a legitimate big time company in the crypto space, and they are trying to do things correct. They are trying to be the World of Warcraft in crypto, right? They want to be the first MMORPG that did this right. And so if you think crypto MMORPGs and crypto, NFT games, and you think, well, what was the first game that really made it big and it changed the industry? And you're like, oh, Archeworld. They want to be that. That's their goal. That's what they're trying to do here. So, like, when everyone says, what's the first MMORPG? World of Warcraft is what people say. Even though it legitimately was not the first MMORPG, but just history has been created by the player base, and everyone is like, World of Warcraft was the first, and it's the best. Wow. And so this is what they are trying to do. Anyway, guys, if you have any questions or comments, post them down below. If you have questions on the game, highly recommend reading their white paper. It's on the archeworld.com website. Also, read every single announcement in their Discord, right? Read every single announcement in the Discord. Ask questions about them if you don't understand them, because everything that they have said is in these announcements. They are trying to be transparent. They're trying to give us information and telling us like what's going on. Like obviously they can't tell us every single step along the way, but they are trying to tell us and be transparent with what is going on and how they're thinking and how they're building this game. They are also using player feedback. So if you go into the Discord, you'll see there's a suggestion vote. So you can vote on suggestions that players have submitted. So go do this. Go let your voice be heard. They want player feedback. They want to hear what you guys have to say, and your votes do matter. These things will be taken into consideration. Does not mean that it will happen, right? All these suggestions don't necessarily mean we'll make it into the game, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it will make it into the game tomorrow. They're very slow. They're very cautious on adding content and changing things because everything affects the economy, and they understand this greatly because, again, those 10 years of doing this with Archeage, the mmorpg that started this entire world and this entire universe. So they're very, very cautious. That's why the updates are very, very slow. Obviously, I wish they were faster, but I understand that they don't want a broken economy because they know that the entire game revolves around the Archeage economy, or the Archeworld economy, the Blue Salt token, the Archeum, the labor. Everything is all tied together, and if you blow one thing up, it affects the other stuff as well in game. So I will talk to you guys later. Let me know what you think. Do you think the price will keep rising like this? 30 cents? Are we going to hit that 30 cents again? Are they going to keep controlling it down? I think we'll probably stay around this 30 cents for a while. After the event ends, I do think we'll see a little decrease. I think it might go back down to like 27 or 26 cents, June 1st when the event does end. It depends on what else happens, though. Do we get new content? Do we get more events that are like this? And it just definitely depends on what is going to happen. But I am very, very happy, right? Anyone that jumped into Archeworld in the beginning, the token price was around 22 cents, 23 cents when the game launched. So when you look at it that way, the token price is up to 30 cents, we'll say roughly. That means you've almost made 50% on your token in a month. Almost. It's more like 40% in a month. But still, that's a pretty good increase in your token value. 22 cents to 30 cents roughly. Like pretty good increase in the token value. If they can keep doing that, keep increasing 8 cents every month, I think we're all going to be very, very happy in the end of this. All right, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, and hit that like button.